Yeah, it's IMU Network, man, controlling the narrative. It's the God, Manolo Rose. You already know what it is. Appreciate it. You know what it is.
Oh, Run Ricky Run,
Yeah.
right? Now, you mentioned Ricky.
Hey, where the hell you going? Where the hell you going? Hey, where the hell you going? Where the hell you going? Hey, where the hell you going? Where the hell you going? Hey, where the hell you going?
See, I'ma do this one like pick a flavor in your ear. L-R-V-A right here. Dedicated to the 90s, great. I'm trying to give you something customized. See, I'ma do this one like pick a flavor in your ear. L-R-V-A.
You already know what time it is. We're back on Control the Narrative, where consciousness is everything. You dream in color, and we have an amazing creative that's in the building. And hopefully, that's the right word to do exactly what we're about to. This formal introduction. We have King Saladeen in the building. What's going on?
What's going
man?
on? What's up, everybody?
What's good,
Anna,
man?
Bars.
How y'all doing
We have
again?
Cuddy.
Yeah.
good, my man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So let's get right to it, man. And you know, it's been a little while since we really seen each other. You know, we brushed back and shoulders at the Nipsey Hussle event.
Yeah.
You know, I had to remind you exactly when we met.
Exactly.
It
It'd be a blur, man. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, bro. It'd be a blur.
No problem. It's always good to be able to have video content and be like, yo, we supposed to get up and do something.
Definitely.
You know, helping the community and do some inspirational things. And you went on such a journey, and I'm so inspired to be able to have you sit here, right here, and
Same, bro. I mean,
and see the bears and it, like, tell me the vision first of all, how you got to this bear, the money bear,
the money bear from the beginning.
from the beginning.
All right, so just it's a long story, bro. But I'm from Philly, King Saladeen.
Right.
Grew up playing basketball. So art was always my thing, but I ain't really have no outlet. I'm from the hood. So it was like it would be dope if you did it, but it ain't no really you can really take it unless you got parents that understand and they can
Exactly.
put extra money that can put you into those avenues or whatever. But so that's just my background on me as a person. You know what I mean? Playing ball. A bunch of my homies dying. Like not the typical talk, but it's like it's sad that it's kind of typical.
What
You know
part
what I mean?
of
What
Philly?
goes on? I'm from West Philly, but then I
Ooh.
moved to Southwest Philly, so that was
I
like
understand.
a whole nother. You know what I mean? So moving to another part of the hood
always-
at like
it's start
11.
over.
See, Philadelphia,
At like 11, it's
it's
like
different parts.
Yeah, so
You
let's start over.
You don't
Yeah.
even know.
Let's start over.
So
Complete.
that's a different thing.
yeah. So the money bear came about. Me and a bunch of my homies or whatever used to always come down to my mom's basement where I used to do all my art.
Right.
So you wouldn't know I did art unless you really was my man and you came like to the crib and was like seeing everything everywhere. You know what I mean? So my man JP, God rest his soul, he passed away in 2013. That's why I named the bear JP the Money Bear. You know what I'm saying? This is my man who was like, me personally, I was the boy who wasn't like trying to take a lot of risks to get money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a job, you know what I'm saying? I tried to like get into real estate, you know what I'm saying? But he was the one that was like, he'll risk it all for all his homies to be able to be like kind of doing what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, he ain't want nobody to have a job.
You already got one. You always got one in the hood who do that too.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
crazy,
they be the coolest.
and they go soon. They go fast, and
Man.
that's real crazy. You know what I mean? But it was from cancer, so that was a whole nother.
that's a whole nother
that
different-
hit me a whole nother type of way. You know what I mean? So that's why all the proceeds from the shoe, from the toy, from everything I do go back to really good cancer awareness fundraisers and all that I know is actually going into what the money's supposed to be going into.
why
You know what I'm
here?
saying?
My aunt gave me the investment money, and she died of
Wow.
pancreas cancer.
Wow.
So I gotta keep this thing. going.
Wow.
So the people that have to coincide this story is like
Yeah,
really
that's
deep. What you're saying
that's
that
super deep, bro.
this cancer is eating up everything.
Listen, the 427 on the back is my grandma's birthday.
Right.
And she passed away from cancer in 17. So it was like
Yeah.
I experienced, death
no,
before,
no,
but not
like
like
that.
it was murder. It was like you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, but it was like cancer. It was like what? Like what? You know what I mean? Especially when you're younger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, my man JP, he was like one of my biggest motivators, one of my homies that was just like the homie that don't let you have a bad day, like when you having a bad day type boy.
Always making you laugh.
Yeah,
laugh. And he had paper. He had papers because he was doing him. You know what I mean? He was doing this thing in the street or whatever, and other things too. You know what I'm saying? But he was always the boy that was like, "Hey, let's go up to New York." You know what I'm saying? I'm from Philly, so it's like coming to New York. It was literally come shopping, come party, and then you right back. Unless like you got some extra paper because like the rooms is crazy and it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? So the only reasons I was in New York was because of him. You know what I'm saying? So he was the one that pushed me outside of my outside of my box. You know what I'm saying? Took my art totally seriously. Bought like my first pieces. You know what I mean? Because he had an apartment before all my other homies had apartments. You know what I'm saying? So he like, yo, I need a big joint here. Right. So the Bear came about whereas though like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an abstract artist. I'm a contemporary artist. I can like kind of like maneuver. That, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing a lot of abstract art, and him and JP kind of knowing art, and he was a little bit mentally above all of us. You know what I'm saying? We wearing Nike sweatsuits, he's wearing Ferragamo. So we the same age though. So I'm just trying to let you like the level of bull. You know what I'm saying?
You like, yo, like, that's
my man.
Right.
Like that's my man, and it's not like to the point where he like, man, I got Ferragamo, you got Nike. It was more like this just me. I can pay for it.
Right.
He when you get, you know what I'm saying? If we ever go to Ferragamo, grab what you want. But it wasn't like that wasn't my level, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he was that type of person, so he was telling me the abstract art was dope. It was dope, but when I go to New York, I stay at these hotels. It's abstract art everywhere that don't really say you. You know what I'm saying? I can't really, you know, who can you know, defer. He was like, I had a Nike sweatshirt on. He like, why you get that sweatshirt? I'm like, I don't know. It matched my sneaks. I like the logo. He like the logo. He like, you need a logo, bro.
Right.
So months after months after months of me just thinking in my head like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
But he know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh man. Right, because I'm thinking like I'm trying to stay as far as away from graffiti at that time as possible because I'm young, I'm black, and I'm doing art. So I wanted to kind of do the art that I seen in museums or seen in these big hotels instead of kind of like organically like what I was around and what came to me. You know what I'm saying? So
but Philly's a big art.
It is, but it ain't.
It's like all right. So like, you know, I went to Del State. Played.
Okay, yeah,
so
all right.
I take the scepter all the way through the
right.
So you see the abstract art and the culture through Philadelphia, coming from New Jersey, because I had to see it from a different perspective.
Right.
That I didn't even know was this many classic artists that painted.
It's the biggest mural city in the country.
And I was just like, okay, so you know, if that's the biggest mural, why we don't hear about this many abstract artists, this many muralists, this many black?
Right.
Because the city of brotherly love, you got to know that it's a lot of creatives that's in that.
It's insane.
It's insane. So why don't we hear about? But see, I come up on you, I run up on you because I'm in the culture, so I gotta make sure I tap in to at least know what's here.
Right.
But why don't we hear so much about artists and creatives in this brand in your area?
I don't know. I mean, I had to get outside of Philadelphia so Philadelphia could kind of be like, oh boy, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because when everybody can see you, they just like, oh, that's my man.
Right.
That's my man. Yeah, he do the crazy joint, whatever. But like, it's like I had to leave New York, going back to when JP passed away.
Right.
One of his biggest things was you gotta get up to New York. You know what I'm saying? People understand what you're doing up there. It's too many different type of people. Philly is only just us. You know what I'm saying? And then the other side of Philly, where it was like you can't even get over there if you ain't got a certain amount of money to eat with these people or somebody that can bring you into these people. Just the whole world is like that. But you know what I'm saying? I had to leave Philly to start talking to New York people and trying to just like, you know, we started partying out here. We started partying. He started busting bottles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then the club owners is like, who this young boy down there going crazy? You know what I'm saying? He pushing it off on me. Oh, my man, he an artist. They automatically think, oh, he rap. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first thing that you
And then the conversation started getting
the vibe like I'm from Philly boy. I got big. You with the rest of the crew that's coming from out here, coming up here trying to get a record deal.
Exactly.
I get that perspective. So what, like, the inspiration behind leaving Philadelphia took you here, and what made you want to like paint on like these museums? I mean, even like you done in Philadelphia, like the airport, like I've seen that. I've seen the collaborations that you've done with fashion and transition to cars. Now you dealing with painting on, you know, doing your art on cars.
Right.
We met not even the art Basel, just making sure you're relevant in that perspective, what gives you your drive? What gives you your drive?
Shit, my drive, man. I mean, because I knew if I didn't really take this serious, and if my man didn't put all that energy into me, and we ain't take all these trips, and I wasn't sacrificing my ass, so I know I'd be like, excuse my language, I'd be in the mix with the regular niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to get out. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to get out, even when you got a talent like mine. You know what I'm saying? Or a talent where you can dunk on 50 dudes, or you can catch any type of football, or you just like you can rap, or you know what I mean. Beyond that though, like you just a brain. Like you can create apps. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even get around people who even understand what you're talking about. If you in that mindset, you know what I'm saying?
How do you control your narrative when you in that space? When you get to the place where you got those people listening to you, how do you control that wave to get to where you want to go now?
First when I get inside the space, I let them know that I'm not from the space. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just so it's an understanding of like, just like we was talking about. I ain't never went to school for the art, but I done did all kinds of. It's dog. For one, it's like some heavenly. It's like some spiritual type other stuff going on. You know what I mean? I can't really tap in and talk about it because I don't know. It's not to the point that I can't talk about it, but it's like it's hard to express it and explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
just give me an example.
Laws of attraction.
Okay.
I always talked crazy when I was like a young boy. Not crazy, but like dream big crazy to the point where.
Listen.
Like one of my I was going back and forth or whatever with my wife or whatever, and she was telling me how crazy I used to talk, because I forget now, I'm in a blur. It's like I'm living it. Right. She was like, you used to always talk about just flying first class and just this and that, you know what I mean? And it was at the time where it was like, first class. Like
nigga, you ain't getting no first class.
Put me anywhere in the plane. If I just gotta get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just little stuff like that. And when it's like, damn, you see yourself flying first class and you going to China, it's like I was thinking about Miami. I wasn't even thinking this big. You know what I'm saying?
When you get across waters, now you in a whole different boat. This is a different ocean right here.
Yeah.
And you by yourself, and I've seen you do collaborations with schools. You've done collaborations, and some of the art that I've gotten a chance to just followed you is just such an inspirational situation. I got a young artist and my son that's sitting right there.
My man.
Attention.
My man.
He's like, yo, I'm an artist. And I'm like, how do you know you're an artist? And I think he got a drawing somewhere around here.
Wow.
They'll show it to you right now.
Wow.
He's drawing all.
Well, if he said it, that's what it is.
He's drawing all morning.
He told me.
Because he could have said anything.
He told me that's what he does. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, maybe one day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is lit.
We could get into a perspective where we got our kids.
He got to come down to the studio. This is really dope, dog.
Right,
Keep doing it, man.
You know,
if you're an artist and you said you're an artist, you're an artist, man.
He said
Sell us to him real quick.
You know what I'm saying? So now we going to get to pricing. So what this collaboration? What do they go for? Like if I was to go, I'm not really a sneakerhead, but now I'm a sneakerhead because I know I got one of my homies that's doing it.
Wow.
So it's like I'm not really, when I see brands, I always went for brands that was like simplistic, or they just had like I was a Converse dude, honestly, just because it's like my feet was too big to rock the pair of Jordans. My mother wasn't paying.
Jordans don't feel good on me.
They don't feel good, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get some classic joints, and I'm always running all the time from country to country, town to town.
Right.
And these joints, they might be $40, $50, but I know if I put some spank on them and had some cool jeans and a white tee, I'm looking like fresh meat for the ladies.
Swag is priceless.
So those are the things that I see in perspective. So where can we see some of your work, and what do you plan? What are your plans for your next art exhibits? Some of the I seen you in Brooklyn just recently. What was that about?
Brooklyn.
It was like Brooklyn? I think it was like more like you was in Brooklyn. I just looked and seen.
It was Beyond the Streets. Beyond the Streets.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, it was like, bro, it's like this. It's like a whole building full of like the world's best graffiti artists, or like the. You know what I'm saying? Like the world-renowned guys, kind of like, you know what I mean? So I had to go check that joint out. It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
It was crazy.
And also you do a lot of stuff for the kids, man. And I really, really like that community piece with it, because, a lot of kids don't see that in their hard streets. They just controlling their world is what they see, that hard living, and they see their parents working every single day.
Yeah, and it's all take,
no give. So what's the next? And I see you do book give backs. You know.
Oh yeah, every year, turkey drives, all that.
Drives. I seen a few things that's happening, so that's why I really wanted to have you on the show.
I appreciate that, man.
A lot of things and shed light on this brother, knowing that he gives back to his community, that he lives in, he thrives in, and he supports. You know what I'm saying? So everybody give a round of applause.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, actually, what we just did, we just teamed up with StockX and Trade Day, the rapper Trey from Houston.
Oh yeah.
So he's having like this huge it's called Trade Day, where he's like doing everything for the community, you know what I'm saying? And they auctioning them off for the kids, for different programs and all that.
I thought that was in Chicago, because that's why I said I seen that.
It was in Houston. It was in Houston. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, Trade the
cool.
Truth.
So like I said, let everybody know where they can find you.
Well, I'm on Instagram. You can find me in real life too. You know what I'm saying? And, but my social platforms is Instagram is King Saladeen. It's KING SALADEEN. I'm not really on Twitter. I think I have a Twitter page, but I'm not really frequent on there. My website is www.kingsaladeenart.com. We doing all kinds of stuff, man. So we just dropped the toy. We just dropped the shoe.
Right.
Champion collab last year was crazy.
I love Champion for the collaboration.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I was supposed to get to that Philip Klein event that y'all did too.
Oh yeah,
that was a crazy collaboration.
Yeah, that was PCNY. That was.
Oh, listen, I don't
that was crazy. I couldn't. Dog, they had me at the. I couldn't even get in. I'm just like, yo, my people's put the joint. I couldn't even get in, bro. It was like downstairs.
Man. It's dope that you collab with Champion too, because that's a hood classic. You know what I'm saying?
Dog,
a lot of people in the hood, you could afford Champion,
bro. And it was
what they doing right now is legendary. I seen somebody with a pair of sneakers on, like, yo, those are Champions.
And it's so crazy. We was in a meeting and I threw that out, and they you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, y'all gotta get shoes. Y'all gotta get shoes. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was really dope, because the first hoodies that I ever painted on was Champion because of the material. It was like canvas. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like seep all the way through and all that. So when I got the call for like to do that, I was like, damn, this is deep. And it's just me going back to thinking like it's bittersweet, because my man was piping all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you could be doing this. Hey, you could be doing. And it's like now, it's like,
all right. So that means we got to do. I'm not going to speak this into existence, but I know that we doing content, and we would like to do some form of docu or movie about that perspective. That was my vision, because we do.
Oh yeah.
You speak through.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man. And we working on all types of stuff. Cartoons,
my idea was
it's like
gonna have a JP Money.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
My idea was you speaking in his voice and going on your own journey.
I can speak in his voice too. He's
like you could raps. Right. So this is we dream in color, and give me some inspiration that you would tell a kid that's in the inner city, in the hood, that's going through a hard day, hard week, hard month, hard year, and how to get out of the hood from your perspective. What would you tell them to do?
Man, you should have let me know this earlier, so I could have been thinking about this, John, because it's like I know how real it is. You know what I mean?
Real, you know. I mean,
but the first thing I say is, automatically who's like your friend like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's good to just have solid, good homies around you, like somebody that you can't be the smartest boy in your crew. You know what I mean?
Right.
I say that one. Unless you just really on your game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got a big brother and a thorough big uncle and a dad and all that. But I just say just like to stay positive, man. You got to get into some type of a sport. That's what saved me. You know what I'm saying? Sports.
Right.
Even if you into like music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I think sports, like, it helps you with the world. It helps you like understand that it's a team game out here. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, I could be doing all this stuff by myself. Well, I couldn't be doing all this stuff by myself when I got my team, and it's like people focus on this, and then you focus on this, and then you focus on this, and
right.
we all getting it. It's kind of like that's what starts a YouTube, starts a Google, starts what y'all got going on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like just like, I don't know, just persistent. You gotta have some type of faith. You know what I mean? Listen to your parents. Like, listen to them, unless they telling you to do some crazy stuff. Because there is some parents that's like,
Whoa.
go get that money.
Go get them cigarettes.
Right.
I think this was this perspective. I heard my boy Beast Mode say this. You know what I'm saying? Before he retired, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go, you know what I mean, long lasting lifetime, you go with a team. You know what I'm saying? You go with family. So you know what I mean. I'll leave it on there. You know what I mean? And you know, just if you have one word, that you would describe what your grind is like, what would it be?
Shoot, man.
Just
One word.
One.
Astronomical.
Damn.
And yo,
That's the biggest word I could think of.
We gonna leave it right
How you
there.
spell that?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Oh man, yo, thanks for listen, man, clap it up for everybody.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yo, this is control the narrative. You feel me? You dream in color. You already know what I say, man. If you don't have a job, create one. You know what I mean? You create brands. I got a brand. I'm gonna make sure I give this to my brother. Let him check it out.
And I'm gonna let JP chill here with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Word is bomb. You feel me? So hey, Sonny boy, you feel me? You see how this works? Take a picture. You know what I mean? And look, he already plotting on him right now. Look. Nah, but look.
Listen, look. That's why I wrote on the back. I said, this is not a toy. This is a motivational figure.
So what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure. You know what I mean? And congratulations on the new bundle of joy.
Oh, thank you,
your
man.
son. And like I said,
you.
this is the whole thing that inspiration is the key, and the whole mission about the network and controlling the narrative is that we got to pass to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't believe in passing the torch, this is not the place for you.
Facts.
You feel me? So I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me, man.
And on that note right here, we
Great meeting you.
DJ.
Did you?
You feel me? We about to drop this right here. We're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna get these pictures, and then it's time to shine.